So, hi Dhruv, can you tell me about yourself and your clinic?
So, hey Shiv, we basically started Reaviva. Our clinic is called Reaviva Holistic Health. We started this about roughly about 8 months ago. And I'm the co-founder here. My mom, she's the founder. It's been her lifelong dream to kind of start a project like this. What we're doing is slightly different to what other clinics in India are doing right now, where it's not just focused on aesthetics or any one part of wellness. We've tried to bring in a very holistic approach to health and wellness, where we're doing everything from aesthetics to fitness, weight management, rehab, physio, sexual health treatments, mental health counseling, DNA testing. So we've tried to really get all the aspects in that we feel like help us find the root cause of an issue. The whole goal of Reaviva was built with that. We want to find the root cause of the issue and give you something which is a long-term fix rather than just a superficial fix. So that's
Awesome.
how our clinic kind of came about, and we've
Mhm.
been on for about we started in about September of last year.
Okay.
So it's been about 8 to 9 months, but first few months were obviously just teething issues and getting everything ready. We
Mhm.
consider like Jan Feb as where we actually started business.
Right, that makes sense. For context, it is June right now, so it's
Yeah.
been a while and it's been great, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Dhruv, would you like to tell our audience how you found us?
So the story of finding you guys is actually quite interesting because we were already working with an agency who was doing our entire digital plus basically anything and everything to do with marketing, whether that's our social media performance or SEO, whatever it is. And we were not necessarily unhappy with the agency, but it was taking a lot out of us to get the results that we want. The results were good, don't get me wrong, but it was taking a lot of our time and our efforts to get to that stage. And what I essentially wanted was an agency who kind of takes care of the entire aspect of performance marketing without me having to actively be a part of it on a day-to-day basis. And we weren't actively looking out at that time, to be very honest with you, but I came across an ad that you guys were running, which had this one, I think it was a sugar packet, but it was being poured outside the cup and stuff. And it was just really, it was a catchy ad. I was like, why are these two guys who look like in their like early 20s, late 20s at max, starting something which is into like specifically into cosmetics? It doesn't make any sense. Like, because I'm also in this space, I feel like I'm one of the different ones because I'm a young, like 25-year-old guy who's usually you don't see that kind of a profile in the health and wellness space, starting something like that at that age and that demographic. But it was just interesting to me that you guys are also doing something specifically for cosmetics and like running ads specifically for this industry. So I was just curious. I didn't reach out with the perspective of actually going ahead with it, to be very honest. But it just seemed a bit interesting. You all had a very seamless slot booking thing, I think, for a quick 20-minute call. So I was
Yep.
like, what the hell? Let's just see how it goes.
Awesome. All right. And once you did start working with us, which was almost immediately, like a few
Yeah.
weeks after we had the first
I
call,
think for
you
me the
decided to
call
go on board.
was the
Mhm.
factor that kind of changed it for me. That call was a really good call that we had, the first 20-minute call, where I liked the approach that you guys were taking. It was simple, it was not too expensive. It fitted into everything that we kind of wanted from our agency for performance marketing. So yeah, I think within a month of like having that call, we were already working together, like contract signed, everything done. And the experience has been great so far. It's been, I think, I would say only a couple months, not even completely a couple months. We started
Mhm.
about the first week of May, I would say properly. So
Yep.
it's not even been 2 months. We're on 20th of June today. But it's been a great experience so far. The issues that I did have with my previous agency, which were primarily having to spend a lot of my own time on this, have kind of gone down. There are a lot of cases where even where we don't have the best of knowledge in terms of, we might have an idea that this is what we want to run as an ad, this service is what we want to promote, and this is how we want to promote it. But the actual like back end stuff that you need to do, or how to actually optimize it to the in the quickest form or in the best possible way, that I feel like you guys, your team is very experienced in that. And that's something that has helped us a lot because usually what we see is when you start running new campaigns, it takes a bit of time for things to optimize, for the results to actually start coming in. We've been working together for a maximum of, I would say, 50 days, and we've already seen great results from the new campaigns that have gone live, the existing campaigns that were optimized further. So overall, till now, very happy, no complaints.
Awesome. Perfect. So, can you give a sense of what's your return on ad spend like while working with us?
For the first month that we did together, which was the month of May,
Mhm.
I think we got a return of roughly 4.5x in the first month on total
Awesome.
ad spend. which
Hmm.
is our existing ads which were optimized, and even the new campaigns that went live. The combination of
Yeah.
both was roughly about 4.5x. Till
Yeah.
now, in June, we've done about 3.5x.
Right.
So till now, the results have been good. We
Right.
obviously want to take that number higher. And
Absolutely.
one thing considering is we expected that kind of a number in terms of the season that we're in right now. As
Right.
everyone knows, June, July are 2 months which are extremely slow for a business of our in our industry because of the rains, because of it being travel season, kids' holidays. So you see a significant dip in online and offline efforts. But the one good thing is, so to
Hmm.
be able to maintain that in the months of June and July has been amazing. I think in this month we might even cross it if we have a good
Yeah.
few days coming up in the next 10 days. And
Absolutely.
that in itself is great. And I'm very confident that this number can easily be taken up to 10x or 12x or 15x in the season that
Yeah.
is in your holiday season.
Absolutely.
So till now, really happy with the results. Obviously, there's a lot more we need to do together, but I feel like
Yeah.
we're just scratching the surface now. We're still gonna, really get into it and see what kind
Right.
of a result we get after that.
Absolutely. And in terms of footfall, do you see increased footfall for the services we've been advertising? Can you give a sense of if you see an impact?
Increase in footfall 100%. But moreover, I would say more than the increase in footfall, earlier one thing that was happening was we were getting a lot of people to come in for consults because we were running free consultations. But what was happening was a lot of young clientele who was just coming in for the free consult with no intention of actually converting for any of the services, whether single or
Hmm.
package. Now what's happening is the footfall has kind of stayed the same, but the quality of that footfall has increased so much that you can tell that these are genuinely clients who are looking for something. Whether the pricing works for them or not is a secondary thing, but they are clients who genuinely feel the need for these services and are coming with the genuine approach of, with that thought process of, yeah, we want to actually get this done. And one main difference has also been that we have removed the free consultations that we were doing earlier. We are charging a certain amount for consultations now. And
Hmm.
typically, you do see a significant dip in people even visiting the studio if that happens, but we've not seen that. So technically, net, I would say the footfall has gone up from that sense. Maybe the number has not
Right.
actually gone up, but the fact
Right.
that we're still charging for these consultations and people are still coming, the same number of people are still coming is a great thing.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's awesome. And so you mentioned that you were working with another agency before, and you mentioned some
Right.
changes there as compared to while working with us as compared to the other agency. But could you lay it out for the audience as compared to how things have been different in working with us as an agency as compared to you working with other agencies in the past?
So I would say the primal difference and the main thing that is like made us so happy with just, the last 45, 50 days that we've been working together is primarily the support that we get from you guys. I feel like you guys, your team has a very good understanding of this industry. Firstly, I think that helps a lot because you guys are already working with a set number of clinics. You'll have done a lot of trying and testing and seeing what works, what months, what demographics, what works. You'll know exactly how this industry works. So I feel like that knowledge, the first point being the knowledge that you guys come with, that helps a lot because the experience it shows in the kind of ads we're running and stuff now compared to what it was 2 months ago. Second being all the just supporting things that y'all kind of help out with, whether that's the CRM software that y'all have given us a lead management software, which is extremely seamless. It's very easy for me as a founder to just get on the software and see exactly what's happening, a very clear segregation of how we're following up with leads, how we're trying to convert them. So that's number two. And number three has just been the overall day-to-day support. Like one issue that I was having with that agency is that I would have to, personally get after them to get certain things done. Whereas here, I feel it's the other way around. You guys are kind of after us that we need more content, we need more ads. And that's exactly what we need because as a founder, this is an industry which is very new to me as well. I've through and through been an accounting and finance student, worked in finance for the last 5 years. So it's been a huge shift for me as well. Marketing, performance, all that is not my strong suit. So I kind of needed someone to come in and just take care of that aspect, not just as if they're working for someone and running ads for someone, but to look at it as if this is my business. These are the kind of services I have. How can I make the most out of it? And that is one thing. And I think the biggest advantage of having you guys on board is there's been a constant communication between both the teams, constant help from you guys, suggestions from you guys, pushing from you guys whenever we've slowed down as a company. So I feel like that's been a huge helping factor for us. and one of the main reasons that we've really enjoyed working together.
Awesome. That's perfect. So, what kind of sales processes do you have in place right now? And in terms of managing the leads and managing your ads, can you give the audience a sense of what kind of systems they should have in place and what kind of systems you have in place right now?
So I feel like it's a lot more simpler than most people actually think it is. We've kept a very simple process out here. Now that we've got the CRM system from you guys, it's a very straightforward, all the leads are on one platform. There's no really chance of kind of missing out on anything because it's directly linked to our Meta platform as well. So very less scope of it actually, not seeing the leads that are coming through. So it's a very simple process of we have only two people in-house who actually do the calling for leads and following up and getting consulting with them once they come in. So it's a very small team. Even though the center is huge, there are over 150 services that we offer here. Even footfall has really increased in the last few months of just being operational. We've still not felt the need to add more people because with you guys, one more thing that we're focusing on is more quality than quantity. And that is something that I believe in, that just trying to get in volumes and volumes of people and then maybe converting, let's say, 2% of that or 3% of that. I'm happier to get lesser leads, focus on those quality leads who are genuine people who want and see the value of these services, see the value of what we're providing as compared to someone else. And then eventually obviously convert into business. So the processes that we've set are very simple. We mainly use the CRM software that you guys have offered. Once in a month, we kind of download our data, so we also have a track of it internally. And CRM software is also quite seamless in the way where you can tweak a few things based on the way you want to save data, right? So if I want to have a process where I have, let's say, three follow-ups and then I stop following up with the client, it's very seamlessly be able to create three columns for three follow-ups and have the next follow-up dates there and all of that. So our systems are pretty much surviving on the system as of now. And aside from that, we have a very clear cut this of the way we try to convert clients and how we speak to them on the call. Obviously our sales pitch is a bit personal to our brand and our brand positioning. But other than that, primarily it's the system that's kind of, helped us really sort out and not have any stress of being missing the reporting of some clients or any of that because we directly export the data at the end of the month and we get the entire data. So it's been pretty seamless since you guys have come on board in terms of even simple things like lead reporting, follow-ups, and just having a holistic software which kind of takes care of it. It also helps a lot in terms of the two people who are working on the leads. There's a very seamless split that happens with them. So the system automatically divides the number of leads between the two people. So that is also something that works out really well for me. And of course, you guys have also helped us in setting up manual processes post we get the leads and post we get the clients to come in, where we have a daily communication on our group. We have a common group on WhatsApp where we do a daily communication on how many leads we got, how many did we contact, how many of them were hot, warm, and cold in terms of potential clients, what kind of business did we did, how many no shows in the day. So basically, a snapshot of all the key details that you would probably want to see as the person running the ads, and I would want to see as the founder, knowing what exactly is happening with the ads. So it's a very seamless process. My team is also extremely happy. It doesn't take them much time to kind of do the calling and stuff in a day. It takes them about 20 minutes to, type up that message at the end of the day, send the update. So it's a really hassle-free journey in terms of that. And there are a lot more things that your system does offer that we've not even like tapped into yet, which is WhatsApp bulk messaging clients, promotional offers and stuff, which is something which I feel like is a huge aspect which we haven't tapped into yet.
Yeah.
So if you look at it from a holistic perspective, it's a very seamless, hassle-free software, giving you all the things you technically need from a performance marketing standpoint.
Yeah, that makes sense. Lastly, what would you say to people considering to join us? Like, there are a lot of people that we speak to that are considering our services. So, what would you say to them? And what would your recommendations be?
The best way to put it for me is I can obviously only speak about myself and people who probably have a similar thought process as me. I'm the kind of person who likes to, when I'm working with an agency, I don't like to have a very strictly work relationship. I feel like there should be some kind of an easy conversation between both companies, the company and the agency, where it should not feel like work. It should feel like more of like both working towards something together, not just being like a completely work contract kind of a thing, you know. And I really respect that in agencies where I feel like they go above and beyond when you really don't need to, right? It's a fixed contract that you get paid a fixed amount for doing a fixed amount of work. But the fact that you guys go above and beyond, there are times where we ourselves have not realized that, you know, a particular campaign is not performing the best, and you yourself take that call that, you know, this needs to be optimized or this needs to be changed. So that entire effort of like, and that feeling of basically you guys not just feeling like an agency but more like a partner in what we're trying to grow together, that is something that has been a huge factor in just really enjoying this working relationship. And secondly, I would also say that you guys really know what y'all are doing, man. Like, I feel like a person like me again, who doesn't have the time to maybe daily sit on leads and performance and all that, because I'm looking at aspects of offline marketing, operations, finance, IT, all of it. So it becomes kind of impossible to look into this into a daily basis. I can spend maybe an hour twice a week to kind of get an update on what's going on, but I still need someone to kind of spearhead it. And most wellness clinics and setups like ours, or smaller or bigger clinics, typically don't tend to have many people who can just take that charge. You need someone who really understands, firstly, Meta as a platform, Google as a platform, performance marketing as an activity. So you guys really have that experience. You all have that drive to go above and beyond to kind of help the people that you all are working with. And there's just, it's as I mentioned even earlier in this conversation, that it's only been 45 to 50 days, but there's been a huge trust factor that has built out of not just the work that's been done, but also the conversations we've had, also the planning that we've done for campaigns, how we kind of, you know, 10 days before the previous month, sit on a call, discuss everything that we want to do. And it's a very open conversation. It's not like us having a very fixed view on this is exactly what we want to do, or you having a very fixed this, that this is what you should do. It's a very open conversation on what should we do as a collective group to get the best possible outcome. So that's just been a game changer for us. We've really enjoyed working with you guys. I see this as a long-term partnership. Obviously, Reaviva is just the first center now. We see to growing this to 10, 12, 20 centers eventually. And I feel like this partnership is also going to be lasting for throughout that journey.
Absolutely.
I would
So one thing
recommend
here,
each and
yeah,
every clinic to kind of at least consider getting on that first 20-minute call with you guys. And then I feel like you can do the talking and you'll have them sold for sure, because you as a person also are very good at instilling faith in people, because your work is really good, and if people do tend to take that shot and go ahead with you, I'm very confident that they won't be disappointed with that.
yeah, absolutely. Thanks for really nice words. Like the feeling is mutual. It has been very fun working with you guys overall. Since your team has that energetic spirit, and since you guys are motivated to get behind it, so it's been fun for us as well. And we also look forward to a super long-term partnership with you guys.
100%. I'm very sure that it's going to be a very long and fruitful partnership for the both of us. And as I mentioned earlier, we're just scratching the surface now. There's so much more that we can do together, and I'm really looking forward to it.